and we've got to, handle those things. It's not going to be perfect. Those guys aren't going to be perfect. We're not perfect. But I think we lost some time with that frustration. So that's just something we're talking about. We're growing.
You know what's crazier than Caitlin Clark's three-point shots? The fact that she got a technical foul for being excited about making one. Since when is passion a penalty? We're diving into the weird world of WNBA reffing, and trust me, it gets weirder. You think that taking an elbow to the face was a terrible idea? Hold on till you find out what occurred after that. The hit is not the only thing that matters. What follows is just as important. A controversy that is rocking the entire league was ignited by the decision that the referees made at that very moment. Think about this. Caitlin Clark, the most recent sensation to emerge from the Women's National Basketball Association, is currently driving to the basket. Are you sure she can't be stopped? It's not true. Simply out of the blue, bam! One of her elbows is in contact with her face. It's as obvious as ever. It was visible to everyone in the arena. You may believe that it is a simple decision, wouldn't you? But now is where things start to get out of hand. The referees struck her with an offensive foul rather than calling a foul on Clark.
We've just got to make sure that we don't let outside things that we have no control over, affect us. I think she got fouled and missed those 2 free throws, and then got frustrated with the officiating at times. But that's where we've got to be better.
Who was supposed to receive it? It's true, you did hear that correctly. She receives a blow to the face from an elbow, and unfortunately, she is punished for it in some way. That is completely incomprehensible to me. The crowd goes absolutely crazy. Players are in a state of disbelief. The social media? It goes all out. The question that everyone is asking is the same. What game are they even currently watching? Take a look at the replay, by the way. There is a clear indication of the elbow connection. This is not even close to being considered an offensive foul. However, that is not the end of it. At a later point in the game, Clark is struck once more. The referees don't make any calls at the beginning of this occurrence. The decision that it is a flagrant foul is not made until the fourth quarter, when they conduct a review of the situation. That's what we call inconsistency. But do you know what's even more insane? In this case, it is not a one-time occurrence. Since the beginning of the season, Clark has been subjected to this kind of torture. She is held, shoved, and hit on a regular basis when she is playing games.
Just that first quarter, and we can't let that affect us so much. The officials, let me handle the officials.
Now, and some extracurricular. As Clark's knocked down a couple.
It is also the case that she is the one who is ultimately the recipient of the foul call that is made against her. Additionally, Clark is not going to remain silent about it. It's hard to blame her for being frustrated that she is. It seems as like the referees are conspiring against her, despite the fact that she is giving it her all out there. According to her own words, she is experiencing quite a bit of contact during games, which has resulted in some calls that are completely unexpected. What happened with the elbow? Only the tip of the iceberg has been reached. It is bringing to light a more significant issue inside the WNBA. Folks, we are noticing a pattern here right now. There has been a pattern of unfair treatment directed toward one of the most prominent talents in the league. Give it some thought. In the event if the referees are unable to make the appropriate call for someone like Clark, who is in the public eye, what is going on in the other teams in the league?
And then after that, she came out in the second half and was, she let it go and she was a different player. And that's, just can't have that first quarter.
Of deep triples here in the second quarter.
The quality of the refereeing in women's basketball is being called into question by this, which is a significant matter. However, here's the thing. Clark isn't the only one who is suffering from this dispute. To put it another way, it is shedding light on problems that have been simmering beneath the surface for some time. Everyone from players to fans to commentators is expressing their opinions. They are demanding that the officiating be improved, that there be greater consistency, and that all players be treated fairly. The idea of treating all players in an equitable manner is appealing. Yet, here's the catch. What if being a star player really makes you a target? The scenario involving Caitlin Clark reveals a paradox that is shaking the Women's National Basketball Association to its very foundation. There is more to it than simply a single game or a single poor decision. In this particular instance, we are discussing a pattern that is causing some people, including fans, players, and even pundits, to raise their eyebrows. Let us dissect it in detail. Since the beginning of the season, Clark has been dealing with a number of calls that are really dubious. When we talk of missed calls, we are not referring about the occasional occurrence that occurs to everyone. However, this is not the same. It is as if the referees are observing Clark with a magnifying glass each and every time she comes onto the court. Give it some thought. The game is being played with fervor and fury by Clark, who is out there giving it her all. On the other hand, rather than praising her competitive spirit, the referees are punishing her with technical penalties for displaying emotion. Are you able to trust that? At the same time, it seems as though they are attempting to extinguish the very spark that makes her such an outstanding player. But this is where things start to get very crazy. There are others who believe that Clark has a target on her back due to the fact that she has become such a widely recognized celebrity. It is true that it sounds insane, isn't it? Listen to what I have to say. It's almost as if her success is actually contributing to her downfall. Whenever she is the center of attention, the referees appear to be paying closer attention to every move she makes. But do you know what's even more insane? The idea that Clark's star status is actually influencing the referees to make more severe decisions against her is among the theories that are currently being discussed. This is almost as if they are attempting to demonstrate that they are not favoring anyone in particular. In doing so, however, they may be swinging too far in the opposite direction because of their actions. Let me be clear, I am not suggesting that there is a massive plot to bring Caitlin Clark down. However, you have to realize that there is something suspicious going on in this situation. At this point, it is no longer just about Clark. The entirety of this situation is drawing attention to some more significant problems that exist inside the WNBA. Give it some thought. What kind of treatment are the referees giving to other players if they are treating one of the most prominent stars in the league in such a manner? A number of significant concerns have been raised over the overall quality of the officiating that is being performed. Is there further players that are being treated unfairly as well? Is this a problem that has been going on for a long time, but we have only seen it now because of Clark's prominence? However, here is the actual game changer. Clark did not intend to be the one to reveal all of this information. Simply put, she is out there trying to play her game and making an effort to assist her team in winning. However, as a result of all of these calls that raise certain questions, she has become an unintentional whistleblower. In doing so, she is drawing attention to issues that have most likely been brewing beneath the surface for some time now. What else is there to say? It's truly quite incredible to hear that. Clark is causing a stir in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, without intending to do so. People are talking about her, asking questions, and demanding that she get better. She is becoming a catalyst for change throughout the entire league, and it is almost as if she is no longer just a star on the court when she is playing. It is true that Clark is causing a stir, but it is not even the most insane aspect of the situation. What would you say if I told you that all of this controversy is actually helping her become more powerful? When it comes to Clark's success, there is a secret that nobody is talking about, and it is completely altering everything. You would think that Clark's head would be messed up by all of these unfair calls, wouldn't you? Not true. The girl in question possesses steel nerves. During the time that everyone else is going crazy over the referees, Clark is completely focused on one thing: winning. Think about this. It's a pivotal moment in the game, and Clark is currently at the free throw line. As a result of the false call that occurred earlier, the audience is being extremely agitated. Whereas Clark? This woman is as cool as a cucumber. Here is what she had to say about the situation. What's going through my mind is that I need to make these 2 free throws. Nothing else is on my mind besides that. This is what we call mental toughness. However, this is where things start to become really interesting. These poor decisions are not being ignored by Clark in any way. They are being used as fuel by her. It's almost as if Clark takes things to the next level whenever the referees make a decision that raises some significant questions. She is no longer competing solely against the opposing side. Rather, she is competing against the entire system, and she is prevailing. But do you know what's even more insane? Clark's point of view is gaining traction. Her teammates are basking in the excitement that she exudes. During a time when most teams would be bickering with the referees and falling apart, Clark's team is coming together. They are playing with more intensity, intelligence, and unity than they ever have before. You mean the fans? It's a huge hit with them. Because of her tenacity, Clark is becoming a hero in every sense of the word. It is no longer enough for children in the fans to simply wear her jersey. They are also imitating her sense of concentration and drive. Not only is she a basketball superstar, but she is also becoming a model for how to deal with challenges and difficulties. How does this affect the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA? Not only is Clark altering her own game, but she is also altering the behavior of the entire league. Her capacity to maintain composure in the face of intense pressure, to continue to perform at an exceptional level despite all the drama, it is establishing a new benchmark. The game versus the Dallas Wings is still fresh in your mind. Not only did Clark play brilliantly, but she also blew everyone away. 35 points, which is a career high and breaks the record for scoring by a rookie. While all of this is going on, there are some officiating decisions that pose major questions. We're talking about legendary basketball here. That's not simply terrific basketball. One more thing to keep in mind is that Clark is not doing this for her own benefit. Each and every time she addresses the media, she is always talking about her teammates. She is focusing attention in a different direction and sharing the glory. Clark exemplifies what it means to be a true leader in a world where celebrities frequently allow themselves to be carried away by their own excitement. The true game changer, however, is Clark's ability to deal with all of this attention is the issue. She is not simply venting her frustrations over the referees. Rather, she is utilizing her platform to bring attention to more significant problems inside the league. As she becomes a voice for change, people are paying attention to what she has to say. Give it some thought. That Clark is able to achieve at such a high level, despite being subjected to such intensive scrutiny, raises questions about her potential. In what ways does this indicate that women's basketball as a whole has a huge amount of potential?